Hi, I'm Alexander Hadza, and this is going to be a short presentation on a renewable fuel known as cellulosic ethanol. So what is cellulosic ethanol? This is going to be a synthetic biofuel, and synthetic in this case just means we can make it using a chemical synthesis. As a liquid fuel, this would replace some of the demand for oil, so it can cut down on our oil needs. The typical ethanol that you hear about in the renewable energy sector is corn ethanol. It comes from starch. This, however, is derived from a woody plant feedstock. So this will be like plant stalks, wood chips, switchgrass, that kind of thing. Now this is great because you don't have to worry about the food versus fuel debate. You're never going to be concerned that switchgrass didn't end up on somebody's plate. Even though both starch and cellulose are made up of glucose subunits, they're slightly different chemically, and that changes the process. The linkages, as you can see up here, are slightly different between the two, and mixed in with cellulose, you'll always find lignin. Now, lignin protects the cellulose from chemical attacks, so that makes it a little bit difficult to break down and make a big, large-scale process out of. However, with the help of enzymes like cellulase and other processes, we're able to break down these units, turn them into glucose, and then convert that into a liquid fuel like ethanol. And fortunately, because this comes from a plant feedstock, this is a renewable form of energy. The first company to attempt to make cellulosic ethanol in the United States was Kior, and the principal investor in this company is a man named Vinod Khosla. He's a billionaire from the tech industry who decided to invest a lot of his money into the renewable energy industry. He created a large-scale plant in Mississippi that created a bio-crude out of its woody plant feedstock. So it took wood chips and through a process using enzymes, broke it down and built it up into a bio-crude. Now, just like crude oil, this would need to be refined and upgraded before it can be used as a liquid fuel. This company existed for about 2.5 years. It received a government loan. They bought all of their materials for $600 million, but in the end they went bankrupt and ended up selling all of their assets for $3 million. However, these assets were sold to Vinod Khosla, so hopefully we'll see them in action again when he takes another shot at making cellulosic ethanol. So after this company failed, the next one that sprung up was around from 2000 to 2011 in Georgia, and it's known as Range Biofuels. Once again, the founder was Vinod Khosla, but this time he worked with a different process. This time there were no enzymes. So the biomass would be gasified into carbon monoxide and hydrogen gas units. So these synthesis gas units would go into a reactor with a molybdenum bed catalyst. And over the molybdenum, they would form and link together and form roughly 1 to 5 carbon alcohols. And now these alcohols could then be distilled and dehydrated, and then they would be a functional liquid fuel. After Range Biofuels failed, the next company in the US was Ineos Bio. This existed from 2012 to 2016 in Vero Beach, Florida, and for a while they produced cellulosic ethanol in commercial quantities. However, they were having an issue with their process where hydrogen cyanide was building up in their reactors, and it was killing the microorganisms that they were using to ferment glucose and create ethanol. This company used a fermentation process where these microorganisms would convert glucose into carbon dioxide and ethanol. So they shut down for a brief period of time when they had this problem and installed a hydrogen cyanide scrubber. This alleviated their problem, removing much of that material and allowing the microorganisms to work. But over this time period, the United States started producing a lot more oil, and because we had so much more oil, the economy changed, and there was no longer a space for cellulosic ethanol at its current price. So this company also went bankrupt. So, is cellulosic ethanol good? Well, it would certainly be great for the environment. The EPA predicts that would be a 91% reduction in greenhouse gases over the full fuel life cycle as compared to oil if we replaced all oil usage with cellulosic ethanol. Now, reducing those greenhouse gases would reduce the greenhouse warming effect on the planet. Using a plant feedstock would reduce the necessity for us to mine, and that would reduce things like acid mine drainage. It would reduce the necessity for us to drill, which could alleviate some of the issues we've been having with polluted aquifers and groundwater from drilling. And additionally, this would allow us an increased measure of energy security, because we could produce all of the plant feedstocks ourselves, and it would be great for the country. All right, thank you.